know there's no way I can convince you this is not one of their tricks, but I don't care. I am me. This is the only autobiography that I will ever write. And God, I'm writing it on toilet paper.
Okay, but what does she use for ink?
I passed my 11 plus and went to a girls' grammar. It was at school that I met my first girlfriend. My father wouldn't look at me. He told me to go and never come back. My mother said nothing.
It ends whenever you want it to. Just tell us where he is.
I don't know.
I'd always known what I wanted to do with my life. The first time we kissed, I knew I never wanted to kiss any other lips but hers again.
Why protect someone who doesn't give a shit about you?
Damn, man. How much toilet paper does she have?
They took Ruth while she was out buying food. I've never cried
For your
so hard
protection.
in my life. Every inch but one. But what I hope most of all is that you understand what I mean when I tell you that even though I do not know you, and even though I may never meet you, laugh with you, cry with you, or kiss you, I love you. With all my heart, I love you.
Are you ready to cooperate?
No.
Very well. Escort Miss Hammond back to her cell.
Thank you. But I'd rather die behind the chemical sheds.
Then you have no fear anymore. You're completely free.
Yeah, that confused me too. What the hell? They replaced all the guards with Ken dolls. Yo, what are we doing? What's going on? No damn way. Yo.
Fortunately, I got to you before they did.
You got to me. You did this to me. You cut my hair. You tortured me. You tortured me.
Why?
Leave me alone. I hate you.
That's it! See, at first, I thought it was hate too.
I can't feel anything anymore.
Don't run from it, Evie. You've been running all your life. They put you in a cell and took everything they could take, except your life. And you believed that was all there was, didn't you? The only thing you had left was your life, but it wasn't, was it?
Please.
You found something else.
He was training her this whole time. Become the next V. V2.
Got us in the rain.
She's ready. She's ready. That contrast was sick. V emerged from fire. Evie emerges from rain.
I'm leaving.
Of course he wrote it.
I didn't.
What?
May I show you something before you go?
She was real. You're getting back at them for what they did to her. And to you.
What was done to me created me. Evie, may I ask you for something? If I had one wish, I would wish to see you again, if only once, before the 5th.
All right.
Chief Inspector Finch.
Do you have any evidence to support this conclusion, Mr. Finch?
No, sir. Just a feeling.
I want everyone to remember why they need us.
In the former United States,
Said every government ever.
new airborne pathogen has killed 27 people.
Authorities have uncovered new evidence linking the terrorist organization called V to the St. Mary's viral attack on London 14 years ago.
That's crazy, man. How's mirroring society? When in doubt, when you want the people to be in fear or you want to control them, release news about new diseases, terrorist attacks.
What do we do? I'm a cop. I have to know.
You have information for us?
No, you already have the information. All the names and dates are inside your head. What you want, what you really need, is a story.
That's
The
me.
story can be true or false.
The more power he attains, the more obvious his zealotry, and the more aggressive his supporters become. Eventually, his party launches a special project in the name of national security. The most terrifying virus you can, and then imagine that you and you alone have the cure. Fueled by the media, fear and panic spread quickly, fracturing and dividing the country until at last the true goal comes into view. But the end result, the true genius of the plan, was the fear. Fear became the ultimate tool of this government, and through it, our politician was ultimately appointed to the newly created position of High Chancellor.
Rookwood, why didn't you come forward before? What were you waiting for?
Well, for you, Inspector.
Because it's the only way you're ever going to stop me.
That creepy pin like a butterfly for weeks. Still no word. What's he waiting for?
He is now. God damn it! Son of a bitch! Sat there and spoon-fed me that bullshit, and I ate it up!
So far we count 8 boxcars, several 100,000 at least. Christ.
I want anyone caught with one of those masks arrested.
But when I was there, it was strange. I suddenly had this feeling that everything was connected, laid out in front of me. And I realized that we were all part of it. There's so much chaos, someone will do something stupid. And when they do, things will turn nasty. And then...
Oh man, I love this guy's style. Everything done for a specific reason to ignite a specific cause.
You ready for it? Are we ready for it?
I didn't think you'd come.
I said I would.
I'd like to ask you something. Would you dance with me?
On the eve of your revolution.
Oh, a revolution without dancing is a revolution not worth having.
I understand that it is highly unlikely, but if he does...
If he does, and something happens to that building, the only thing that will change, the only difference that it will make, is that tomorrow morning, instead of a newspaper, I will be reading Mr. Creedy's resignation.
That's a Creedy, man.
You can be one of the most important things that has ever happened to me, and yet I know almost nothing about you. I don't even know what you really look like.
Evie, please.
Not even for you, Evie.
Makes you wish that no one would show up tonight. But if they do, what do you think will happen?
What usually happens when people without guns stand up to people with guns.
The underground? I thought they closed us all down.
They did. It took nearly 10 years to clear the tracks. This is my gift to you, Evie. Everything that I have, my home, my books, the gallery, this train. I'm leaving to you to do with what you will.
Is this another trick, V?
No. No more tricks. No more lies.
Please, you don't have to do this. You could let it go. We could leave here together.
No. You were right about what I am. I can't.
Not even for you, Evie.
I
I've kept my side of the bargain, but have you kept yours?
Bring him down. It will be righteous. And it will be without mercy.
At last, we finally meet.
Damn. Mr. Creedy's been waiting for that. Woo! Who's next?
Defiant to the end,
What do you have of bullets, and the hope that when your guns are empty, I'm no longer standing, because if I am, you'll all be dead before you've reloaded.
That's impossible.
Do it. Do it. Yo.
My turn.
Yo. What is he?
Die! Die! I want to die!
Too late, Mr. Creedy.
And ideas are bulletproof.
Oh, snap. Yo. Okay, that even makes it even more impressive. How the hell could he even move that fast with that thing on? Point is, the man is something else.
V!
And everything changed. I fell in love with you, Evie.
V! V!
We are all V.
Why are you doing this?
Because he was right.
About what?
Everything.
That this country needs more than a building right now.
Jesus bloody Christ.
It's too powerful. Can't stop it.
Do you like music, Mr. Finch? He was all of us. But I will never forget the man and what he meant to me.
In no way thought this movie was gonna get this political. Like, it was all political. But after watching, I couldn't be more glad they framed it that way. Just based on all of the types of issues and events that they chose to address, echoed so loudly in current day events. And even though this movie was made in 2005, I feel like in 2023, even in 2023, I feel like the underlying messages in this movie echoed so much more loudly than they did in 2005. I mean, I'm sure I don't need to get into details here, but once I saw the messages in the movie about the global epidemic, the virus attack, terrorist attacks, political fights, it just became way too evident. I think it just became way too evident about what this movie was really trying to say. And framing it around a dystopian future, totalitarian government England was also, I think, a genius move. And now I finally know why this character and his mask is so culturally relevant, because quite honestly, I feel like this movie damn near predicted the future. Or damn near is predicting our very near future. V for Vendetta was way ahead of his time. Like, far ahead of his time, I'm convinced. And now, knowing who was the man behind the mask, the actor Hugo Weaving, aka Agent Smith, makes it even 10 times more impressive. I mean, I don't think I've heard Hugo Weaving's authentic British accent before in a movie. I think he kind of did it in Lord of the Rings, but it was kind of different than what he did here. So I really threw me off about who the actor was. In any case, he did amazing, bringing that character to life and emoting just through his voice. That is definitely that's definitely a skill. Action scenes were a thrill to watch as well. I'm not exactly sure just how much of them were Hugo Weaving. I mean, they easily could have been a stunt double. But in any case, they were fire. I wish there were a lot more. I feel like we didn't get enough badass, like, V fighting scenes. That ending scene had you really wishing you had a lot more. Well, speaking of the ending fight scene with V, I would have preferred they use a bit less slow-mo. I mean, I understand this was 2005, and this was an action movie in 2005, but I feel like that kind of drew away a lot of the tension. Natalie Portman, as always, is great in this movie. She was a great second to V. They had great chemistry, albeit the love-romance dynamic between them, I feel like, was a bit forced. It did kind of come out of nowhere. And I was kind of really leaning into my prediction of her becoming the next V. I think that would have been an amazing ending. Of course, I mean, theoretically, everybody became V. But I can't help but feel a bit robbed, you know, with the whole parallels between their lives and V putting her through the same thing he went through, and the contrast scenes. Like, it was destined. I don't know why they didn't go with that. But like I said, man, a lot to unpack with this movie. A lot of deep messages in this movie that I feel like not everyone will agree with, but that's also kind of the point. What would a society that is ruled by fear have to do to break free of a totalitarian government? How would a society react if that thread of trust just began to unravel and society realizes that they've been lied to for how many years? In the worst type of way. I love how the movie posed the question, but guys, thank you for joining me on my reaction to V for Vendetta. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next one. Peace!
Could give you just a smidgen, a little devil do you, all you have to do is listen. Music be the movement, everybody on the